Here is we're going to try to increase your revenue using Customer Connect to do marketing to your customer database. Before we begin, just a few housekeeping announcements. You're going to be muted throughout the whole webinar. There are over 60 people in attendance, and we must keep the noise and distraction to a minimum. So you'll be able to ask questions by typing in the window that came up when you signed in. At the end of the webinar, we'll have a question and answer session using the same format. For those of you who have attended other webinars with us about Customer Connect in the past, this webinar is not really intended for you. This is a basic overview of the Customer Connect for the centers that have not been in Customer Connect, and we'll be just going over the features of Customer Connect. It's not intended to be a how-to webinar. You are free to stay and just go over the basics with us. We're going to be showing you some cool features and showing you how to do some email marketing and some marketing tools inside of Customer Connect. For Customer Connect, it's going to be a free member benefit that's going to help you keep in touch with all of your customers and market to them in the appropriate format that they've requested. It'll allow you to email, it's going to allow you to text, it's going to allow you to call your customers, and it's also going to allow you to send mailers to them using postcards and labels and some letters and stuff that you can actually create inside of Customer Connect. The great thing about Customer Connect is you don't have to have data to get started using it. And today, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to show you how that the first time that you log into Customer Connect, we can actually give you the last 3 years of your data for you. So you're going to get all of your leagues and all of your bowlers for the last 3 years. It's one of the main features of Customer Connect is the USB-C download. This download will give you all of your leagues of bowlers for the last 3 years. So essentially, you're going to get a pre-built database and can start from day one. So if you're worried about not having data, no worry about that. We're going to get that for you. So let's go ahead and dive right on in. What you're looking at here is the Customer Connect website. This is where you're going to launch Customer Connect from. So that way, Customer Connect is enabling you to log in from anywhere that has a internet connection. So therefore, you don't have to be tied to the center. You can do it from home. You can do it from a beach in Tahiti. You can do it from anywhere, as long as you have an internet connection. All the data is stored at national level on our secure servers, your own database. So you can actually log in and see all of your bowlers from there. First thing you would do is you would just actually go out to the Bpaa Customer Connect website, and we have a launch button. And what you would do is you click on the launch button, and it's going to take you into your Customer Connect. Now, what you're looking at here is the home screen once you sign into Customer Connect. From here, you can go into your customers, your leads, your marketing. You can go into your graphic mail, which is the built-in email service. You can go and build groups. You can make events. You can run reports. And you can actually go in here and set up users, different levels of users, so that when your employee puts data in, that's all they can do. The managers can actually go in and do more. And then you have the administrator that can do everything. So first thing I want to do is show you how we give you your USB-C data. Once you log into Customer Connect, as long as you have one customer in there, you can actually get your league data. So therefore, if you're logging in, you do not have any data, just enter yourself in as a person, and then 24 hours later, we're going to be bringing down your USB-C league data. When you log in, you will see here it says New League Data Available. If you click on that, it's going to take you to the USB-C download section. And the computers are running just a little slow this morning, so we're going to go in here. There we go. So what you're looking at here is all the leagues that are available from download for USB-C. In this particular instance, we already have most of the leagues in the database. So this is going to show us the latest leagues that are available. And all you would do is just double-click each league. and then you just hit import checked leagues. Now what this is going to do is going to bring in all the leagues that you have requested. If you have over 100 people in those amount of leagues, it will actually go out and be a 24-hour process and would bring them to you tomorrow morning. So it's 24 hours after entering your first piece of data. Then once you do that, it will bring in the rest of your data. Those will actually be stored in your leads page. And this is what you're seeing coming up now is the actual, all of your leagues that are in the Customer Connect database. And you'll notice that you got all of your latest leads right here. Here on the league management page, you'll actually be able to restart your leagues by clicking on the restart button here. You can actually see the history of each league, so you can actually have historical data. And you'll notice this one goes back to 2001 all the way up to 2011. And so this is going to be historical data about that particular league. All of your prior sessions will be stored in there. That way you can actually go back and do some intent to return reports and find out who's actually bowling in your center. Now we're going to back up just a little bit, and that's going to give you all of your leagues. So again, we're going to give you a database to start with, so do not worry if you do not have data. Next thing I want to show you is the data entry portion of this. When you're coming into Customer Connect, you can actually just do a quick search for someone just by typing in over at the quick search bar. And it's going to pull up everybody that matches that criteria, and then you can actually go inside of each one of those users. And it's going to give you all the information about that bowler. So it's going to be the general information. If they belong to a household, and they're going to show you who else is in the household. It's going to show you their game profiles, if it's social play, whether it's USB-C play, whether they're sanctioned or they're open play. And you can choose from several different types of games. So if you have billiards in your office or your leagues or your open bowling tournament, volleyball. And it also allows you to create different kind of game types. So for you guys who are, got some bumper pool or something going on in there, you can actually put that in here as a game type. It's going to allow you to show you what groups they belong to. So we're going to capture their interest. If they're interested in something, you can add them to a group, and you can mark it to everybody that's interested in that type of group. It's going to show you their league activity. It's going to show all of their averages, last leagues they belong to, what kind of leagues they were. If they belong to any tournaments that you set up under your events activity, you can actually show that. It's going to keep up with their purchases. So you can actually enter products into Customer Connect, and as the person buys that product, you'll be able to keep up with what they've purchased and then market to them accordingly. And of course, you can put some notes in there about that customer. So now, as we're getting started, I also want y'all to know that if you have any questions, go ahead and type them in down at the bottom. Shara and Heath are monitoring those and can answer the questions as we go. And we will have a question and answer session at the end. This webinar is being recorded and will be available online, and I will show you at the end of the webinar where to access those. So that was basic data entry for, excuse me, for the people. So next thing I want to show you is the groups portion of this. This is where all of your interest groups would be. So, let's say no to drug programs or free game coupons, or where you have a homeschool or some kind of mailing list for the juniors. Just about anything that you want, you can make an interest group for. You can also keep up with an organization. An organization being any employer outside, any church, anything like that. It's going to allow you to have the contact information for that person, for that organization, so you can actually contact that group or the people who came in with that organization. So you can actually market to them in two different ways. We went over the league section just a little bit. Next thing I want to do is go over the events are going to be the same thing as leagues, but it's going to be mainly like tournaments, or if you have some kind of special event in your center, you can actually put the people in there. It'll tell you the schedule, how many teams bowled, when the next session is, and things like that. So you'll be able to market to an event type very easily. We're going to skip over the marketing portion because I want to go into that pretty heavy here in a second. We're going to go right straight into the report section. Here you're going to be able to put in like a people list, or if you want to do like a birthday list, you can just hit new on the birthday list. And this is the quickest way to get a birthday list. You can go in here and you can say, I want to give everybody that has a January birthdays, and I want to print them to a list. You click on the button, and as quick as that, they're going to show you a list of everybody that has a birthday in January. It's going to show their birth date, their age, their name, and if they have the address, phone numbers, that'll all appear. These people just happen to not have anything in their birthday, in their address primary fields. It'll actually show their email address as well. Now with this list, I can actually print this list out to a PDF or print it to a regular document. And I can also click here and export this to a CSV file to send out to a vendor if I needed to, or Constant Contact or something like that. And that's going to be just a birthday list. That's how quick that was. Now, we're going to go into a little bit different report, and it's going to be the league reports. This is where you're going to be able to print out your rosters, the league list, an intent to return report. And the intent to return report is actually one of the more important reports in Customer Connect. With that, I can do an intent to return to see who's actually coming back to my leagues for the year. When I click on that, I'm going to be presented with all of my leagues and all of my sessions. I can actually take those down and say, okay, I've got my leagues that are starting in 11. I want to go ahead and start getting those ready. I can choose those 3 and hit OK. Now what this is going to do is it's going to make an intent to return report for each and every one of the bowlers. It's going to put all of their information in already. It's going to give me what league they're on. And then what I can do is I can fold this up and I can put it in their envelope, and then they fill it out. And I'm getting 2 things here. I'm getting whether you're going to intend to return for my next league, and that way I can mark it to you that way. And it also gives you the opportunity to update your information. So when they return this back in, you look, see what they've changed, go into Customer Connect, and actually change their address, their telephone number. And the old adage goes is the more information we present to them, the more they're going to give back. So if they know you already have this information, they feel more comfortable putting in the rest of the information for you. And so you're actually building your database up a little bit better that way. Now, let's say I want to go ahead and save this intent to return report so I can run it again. I can say for all leagues and hit save. And so now anybody that meets that criteria, so if let's say anybody joined one of those leagues, it would automatically bring that into that report the next time I run that report just by looking at the view reports. And now I have all of my leagues there. So I can actually do reports in advance before everything starts and then save them and then just have them update themselves. So we got several reports that are actually being brought down into Customer Connect. It's not in there right now. It's one of the modules that we're working on to get released to you. So it's a pretty cool feature, very quick. You can do reports and print them and export them and print them out and give them to your people so they can call people and things like that. One of the biggest features of Customer Connect is the actual marketing of the bowlers. So to do that, you're just going to click on Marketing, and you're going to be presented with a couple of different options for marketing. You're going to have an email list. You're going to be able to do text list. You're going to be able to do mailing list and call list. So what I want to do is I'm going to walk you through a couple of different types of marketing plans, and then we're actually going to send out an email and show you how easy it is to use the graphic mail portion of Customer Connect. But first we want to start with a call list. So what we're going to do is the criteria I'm going to use is I want to throw a Halloween party. Halloween's coming up pretty quick, and we want to get you some guys some money in the center. So what we're going to do is we're going to run a Halloween party on the 30th. So to start, I'm going to hit New because I want to do a telemarketing plan first. I want to call these people and get them involved. So what we're going to do here is on the left-hand side is all the criteria that we have inside of Customer Connect. This is all the information about each folder. It's going to be every field that's available for you to fill out. So in this particular group, I want all the interest group I've got it called Say No to Drugs. And I want all those people that are in that Say No to Drugs program to come to my Halloween party. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select interest right here. Because I already built a group called Say No to Drugs. I added a bunch of people to it. And now all I got to do is click here, hit OK, and hit Find Matches. And as quick as I do that, we're going to get a list of everybody that belongs to the Say No to Drugs program. And I have 4,062 people. And you'll notice that all their phone numbers are there. And now I can make a call list. Well, I want to go ahead and save this so I can have my people do it. And I'm going to call this Halloween Party 2012. And I'm going to go ahead and hit Save. And what I've done here is it's saved to the call plans. It's a group called Halloween Party 2012. And if I click in the edit there, it's going to show me everybody that's in that list. And I'm going to show you a couple of cool things that you can do with this list. You can actually print it out and just give it to the people and let them start calling. That's the easiest one. You can export this to a CSV file, an Excel file, so that they can actually mark that thing. So that's the easiest call plan that you can do. Now, here's the cool thing that you can do with this is we can save this as not only a telemarketing plan, but we can do a mailer, or we can do a text plan, or we can do an email plan. And instead of having to go in and put the criteria in again, we can go up here and hit the little drop-down box, and let's say we want to save it as a mailing plan. I hit Save, and just like that, I've created a new mailing plan, and it's going to be called Halloween Party 2012 as well. And you'll notice that you're presented with two different icons here. One is the edit, and one will actually let me print labels and marketing letters. So the first thing I want to do here is let's go into the edit so I can show you exactly what it does. Instead of just giving me the phone numbers this time, now it's going to go out and find everybody that has an address. So that number that we saw a while ago, the 4,000, could actually either go up or go down, depending on how you did data entry. As long as they have an address, they'll be included in this plan. Same thing with the telemarketing. If you only have phone numbers in there, only the people who have phone numbers will be included in that list. So out of that list, we got 2,915 people now that have a mailing address that has been verified and is an accurate address. And so we can do the same thing we did a while ago. We can export it to a CSV file, send it out to a local mailing house. Whether you're doing bulk mail, you can go over to the post office's new plan, the 11 by 17 flyers that you can throw out to them for 14 cents. All you do is take this list down there to them, and it's automatically ready. Another cool thing that you can do is when you go back to your view plans here, you'll see the little envelope. If you click on the envelope, it's going to present you with a couple of different options. We can actually do Avery labels, or we can actually make a letter and send out to them. If we clicked on the letter template, you hit OK, it's going to go out and it's going to get the default letter, and then you're going to be able to edit that letter and put in different fields, and it's going to put in all the contact information for you. So it's going to put the first name, their address, all the information that you need for a mailer is going to be loaded. And it's going to do it for each and every one of those people. So we just printed out, in a matter of seconds, 2,915 letters. And the only thing that you need to replace on that is this section right here. This section is where you're going to put the body of the letter. And you can put insert, you can merge fields. So if you wanted to personalize it and put first names, last names, contact information, you can actually do that from right here. So you can personalize the letter. You can actually import a letter from Word. So if you have made a document outside of Customer Connect, it's got nice little images in there, you've done everything there, you can actually import that into Customer Connect, And then you can use the insert merge fields to actually personalize it by putting in the Derek Alexandra, their national ID numbers, their address. So you can actually personalize this letter. And again, it's going to print out one for each and every one that's in that list. So it's pretty simple to do that. Another thing that you can do is, now that we've got the letter printed out, we also need to go ahead and print out labels to put on the envelope. To do the labels, and this is one of the most common functions of Customer Connect that everybody's using, just put in your default, whatever label you're using, and you hit OK. Now what it's going to do is, for those same 2,916 people, it's going to go out and it's going to create a sheet of labels. And the only thing I need to do is hit print. So now you're going to print out labels. Now the cool part about the labels is that it will not duplicate the address. So if somebody lives at the same address, it will not duplicate in your labels. Now one of the features that we will be adding to Customer Connect is the ability to put to the household of or the default of, so that the post office will actually deliver. And we're also going to give you the ability to choose whether you want to send more than one letter to the household. Right now it's going one letter per household, but you will be having the option, let's say mom and dad and child, you can send 3 different letters. So that's how quick and simple it is to do a mailing plan. Now with the nuts and bolts of this thing, let's go ahead and do the email. Everybody is big on email right now. You should be going out and collecting as many email addresses as possible. It's the cheapest way to get a hold of these people, and people are starting to open up to receiving emails. So to save the same plan with the same criteria as an email plan, just again go up to here, choose email plan, and hit save. It's going to go out and it'll save the email plan with the same name, Halloween Party 2012. And if you click inside there, you're going to notice now that that number is going to drop down because we don't have as many email addresses as we did the mailing addresses. And so it's going to create a list of everybody that has an email address and display it for you. Now, we're going to go over a couple of different features in this. You can actually exclude people from this plan. So if you didn't want to send a letter to, or an email to Joseph or Kyle, you can actually come in here and exclude him. And he will not be included in this email plan at that point in time. And I'll show you in a second where you keep up with those. What it's also going to do is, with the graphic mail program that we do have built into Customer Connect, it's going to keep up with everybody that opts out of your emails. So if it's a hard bounce, or if somebody says, hey, I don't want to receive emails from you no more, you can actually exclude them from there. If you exclude the person, they're actually going to be excluded, just until you tell them they can do it. If graphic mail excludes them because of a hard bounce or something like that, they are permanently where they can't email you. You would have to get with graphic mail to take them off of that list, because once graphic mail puts them on the hard bounce list, you can't email to them no more. Once that's happened, you'll see a little icon right here, and you'll click on that icon and it'll list everybody that's excluded and tell you the reason why. And then all you do is you'll put the check mark back in it. Right now, it takes the time to come in here and put the exclusions in, so you can't go in there and look at it yet. But that list will be all the exclusions from that plan, whether it's based on graphic mail or if it's you excluding them. If you exclude them, you can put them back in, but if graphic mail excludes them, you cannot. So let's go ahead and show you how to interface with graphic mail. Again, if you're not using graphic mail, you can still use Customer Connect. The only difference would be is you'll export your list to a CSV file, send it over to a Constant Contact or an EvoBiz or somebody like that, and you can export it by just going here, going to CSV file and hitting export. And what it'll do is it'll create a CSV file. You'll save this to your desktop or wherever. And we're going to call this Halloween. 2012, hit save, and now it's going to create that file. You'll take that file to your customer, your constant contact or your eye contact or your vertical response or anybody like that, and just import that into their system, and then you can do the mailing from there. Cool part about Customer Connect is right here it says send to graphic mail. So if I hit that button right there, it's going to connect to graphic mail. It's going to verify that you exist over there. And right here, this is a test account, so we've got 5 accounts up there right now, mailing lists. So with your account over at customer graphic mail, you're allowed 20 different lists at the same time, and that can be upped at any time. So what it just did is it sent over a list to graphic mail. And let's go over to graphic mail real quick, and I want to show you the ins and outs of the graphic mail service. So if you go over to graphic mail, this is what you're going to be looking at. If you go to your list and contacts and you go to manage, you'll notice that we have several lists in here. And so we'll go down and we're going to go to the kids and we'll see the Halloween list. So you'll see all the lists that are in there. Now, you can create new newsletters right here just by going to selecting a template. And this is going to allow you to create different templates that they already have involved in there, or you can create from a template. Now, we are putting together some templates for the holidays, and you're looking at one of the first ones we've done. It's a Happy Halloween. It's going to be bowling themed. We're working on several more, so we're working on Thanksgiving, we're working on Christmas, Hanukkah, New Year's Eve, and we're going to keep adding to these. So these are available to you when you sign up for Customer Connect and Graphic Mail. These are automatically in your database, so you can actually use these. So on this one, let's just call this Halloween. And we're going to go ahead and use the template. Now again, you can create and have different templates here, but right now we're just going to use the new one. And we're going to hit next. And what it's going to do is it's going to show all of the availables. Let's see here. So you can go in and you can choose different ones, and it tells you that that one's already in use. So let me just go ahead and make the new one here. There we go. So once you make it, you're going to go into the editing of the actual template itself. And it seems like it's a daunting task with all the buttons at the top, but I'm going to show you exactly how easy it is to go into the page. And let me get the editor up here. And my system is just not cooperating with us today. There we go. So now we got our template up here, and I'm going to show you, we want to go in here, and let's say we wanted to put our logo right here. We can actually just go up here, hit on the little insert image button. It's going to bring up the image editor. This is where you're going to be able to insert images. You can actually upload images from your computer. So in here, we're going to just say we want to put in either, let's just go ahead and put the Customer Connect logo in there. And we'll hit insert. And so you'll see that it appears there, oh, that's just way too big. So let's go ahead and we'll select it. And we can actually change the width and the height from there, or we can select it and drag it down. And so now we have a smaller logo. We can also personalize this by going up here to the insert named links or the personalization. So let's say we wanted to put in the first person's name. We can put in that, put a space in there, and hit OK. So now what's going to happen is it's going to say Happy Halloween, Tom, And then you can go down here and you can start inserting information, typing in, come join us for the party. So you can actually, personalize this, make it as many pictures as you want. You can take pictures away, so if you don't like something that's in there, and then you just go ahead and hit save. So now that newsletter has saved, we're going to hit close. We'll save it as we close. And now to send that, all we do is go to send. We're going to go to send to a mailing list. We're going to choose which list we want, so we can use the Kids Bowl Free, or we can use this. Then you can put whatever subject line is, come to our party, and then you're going to select which newsletter you use, and it's just the one you just created. Now, what you can do is you can check the spam score. And what the spam score is going to do is it's going to tell you how high on the spam list you can be. If you do the spam list and you get a high spam score, what you're going to want to do is make some changes inside of your newsletter so that that score will actually go down. They'll give you a couple of suggestions. So the first thing that you do is when you send this, go ahead and check the spam score the first time. It takes about 5 to 6 minutes. Once they give you the spam score, if it's below the 0.5, most of the email services out there will allow you to use that newsletter. If it's a high score, you're going to be blocked, and you'll either not get the email to them at all, or it'll go in their junk mail folder. At that point, you hit send. It's going to ask you how many credits. At this point, we're on the credit system. With your graphic mail service, it's got 4 different tiers of service. It has the free trial account. With that account, you get 500 contacts, and you get 5,000 emails a month. If you go over that and you need up to 5,000 contacts and unlimited email, which means I can send out 5,000 emails a day. If you want to do that plan, it's $39. If you do the plan that goes up to 10,000 contacts, it is actually $69. If you go to 25,000, it's $99. Again, the 3 top tier plans are unlimited emails. It will allow you to send up to how many contacts you have on a daily basis. So you could send, on the 10,000 plan, you could send 10,000 emails a day up to 300,000 a month. So then we just hit send, and now that list has been sent out through the graphic mail program. It's going to go into a queue system, and then once that happens, you can actually go to your report section, and it's going to show you all of your statistics for that particular plan. So to come to our party, it hasn't been sent right now. It's got 4 that are pending. And just to show you, like on one of ours that we delivered to you guys, it shows you, and we sent out how many was actually delivered, how many were opened, how many were clicked, and then it keeps up with how many of them bounced back. So if we were to choose this one right here, you'll notice that it's going to keep all your line graphs and tell you exactly how many were delivered, how many weren't, how many were opened. And it's going to give you the statistics. With an email program, you need to know how successful it was. So with this, you can export them to a CSV file, and you can compare and make changes to show you how your email is actually performing. If you see one that's underperforming, you can make changes to it and then redo it. It tells you how they were opened, what browser they were using, things like that. And you got different stats that you can put in here. And so that's the graphic mail. There is a lot more to the graphic mail program. We just want to go over the general overview for it. They have a very big help section here that shows you exactly how to do things in graphic mail. You got video tutorials, lots of different ways to get there. So that is the general overview of Customer Connect. There are a lot of different features that we haven't went over today. That will be gone over with you when you join. Again, this is a free program for being a member of Bpaa. So I'm going to show you now where to go sign up and how to sign up and where to get the graphic mail. We're also going to show you how to get started with some videos that we have and collecting the data. When you sign up, you'll get an email, and in that email it's going to show you how to collect your initial data. we like to go ahead and import the data for you the very first time. That way you start with clean, fresh data, because bad data is just as bad as no data. So we're going to show you how to do that, but we want you to send your list in. So when you sign up for graphic mail, you'll get a case number. You're going to send us in any data that you have. We're going to import that data for you, and then we're going to send you an email back letting you know it's done. You can go ahead and get started using Customer Connect from day one. To sign up for Customer Connect, we're going to go back over to the Bpaa customerconnect.com. And we're going to hit the sign up button. We're going to fill out the little form here. And then we're going to ask you whether you're an old BolaTrack user. If you are, just let us know, because we can take your old BolaTrack database and import that in for you. If you have some data to import, go ahead and put the data to import right there. You can choose your email package from here. If you choose none, you can go ahead and do the free trial account. But we want to know if you're maybe doing the 39, the 69, or the 99 plan. If you need more than 25,000, let us know, because we do have some pricing for the higher plans. On this one, I'm just going to choose the silver plan. It's going to sign me up. So what's happening now, the minute we do that, it's going to take me to the page here. I can start watching my Next Steps webinar. I can go to my email marketing. I can go to my support form. I can do online documentation. We can call support. We can do tickets, anything we want from here. First thing that I want you to do is go ahead and click on this free graphic mail account, and let's go ahead and sign you up for the free account. You can make the decision to go to the higher account, but let's go ahead and get you signed up on that as well. Next thing I want to show you before we get out of here is this is where our help section is. We have a blog that's outside, that we do, and inside of here there's going to be a bunch of different videos. And these videos are going to be past webinars that we've done. We try to do them as often as possible. It's going to show you how to activate, how to do birthday plans, printing labels, importing USB-C leads. This one here is one we just did a couple days ago. It's the Customer Connect orientation. It goes into the more in-depth of the program. So today was more of an overview, and this is actually going to go in and show you step-by-step how to do things. We have a tips and tricks program. And next thing, that before we start taking questions and answers, we got a couple of modules that are coming out in the next week or so that are going to really make Customer Connect even more powerful. We're putting out a website widget. And with the website widgets, you'll be able to do drag and drop forms. Basically, you'll be able to drag an address field over there. And it's going to show the form in the way that you want it formatted. You'll hit submit. It's going to give you the code. You will take that code and put it directly on your website, whether it's a Bpaa website or another website. You'll be able to put that on your website. The people will fill out the form. It will automatically go into your Customer Connect section. So it's a really cool feature that when you're going to be able to start grabbing information like a kiosk at the front counter or an iPad going down and talking to your customers like they should be. You're talking to them, you go ahead and sign them up, you put them into Customer Connect. So it's going to be integrated with your website at that time. We also have a new merge duplicates function coming out next week. It's going to allow you to go through your database and clean all that data up so that it's going to compare side by side first names and last names and addresses. And so that way you can actually clean your data and have good data. Now remember, you do not have to have data to get started. We can get you started today. So I want everybody, as soon as we finish here with the question and answer session, I want you to go ahead and go out to Bpaa customerconnect.com. And if you're not already signed up, go ahead and sign up, and we will get you started this week. Now, it's important to go ahead and do this. Let's get this started before your next league season, and let's start getting you some data in there. So, again, it's Bpaa customerconnect.com. Go ahead and sign up. Now, before we go and start doing questions, There's another poll that just appeared on your screen. It's about email marketing, and if you have an email service provider, go ahead and, if you will, fill that out for us. And at this time, we're going to take about a 2-minute break, and then we're going to get started in some question and answers. What we'll do is you'll type in the question. We'll actually read the question back to the audience, and then we'll answer those questions for a few minutes. So we'll take a few more, about a 2-minute break, and then we'll come back to that. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started on some questions and answers here. We've got a couple of people that are still doing the manage the polls, and then we'll close that off here in a second. I'm going to go ahead and read off some of the questions that we've been presented with. One was, who will own my data and can I download it? Steve, yes, the data belongs to you guys. This is your data. Bpaa cannot, will not, and has not used your data. It belongs to you. You can get it at any time. The next one is, do you verify the address is good or bad? And yes, we do send that out for what we call the national change of address. And graphic mail also will make sure the email address is correct. So yes, they are validated. So the addresses are validated and the email addresses. You can send it over to Constant Contact. It says, if we have the same email multiple times, will graphic mail only send it only as it does with letters? We are working on that with graphic mail. What happens is, if you send it over there, you will have one email address per person, but they're opening it up to where you can have multiple email addresses. It's going to be a little different. You have to put them into a different list, but we'll show you how to do that. You can just call us and we'll take care of it for you. Is there a way to insert a pre-made flyer into graphic mail when sending an email marketing plan? Yes, where I was showing you under the marketing letters, you can actually import anything into Customer Connect and have it done there. So you can, into graphic mail, excuse me. So you can definitely do that. It says, I have 20,000 members of my email addresses, but only a few thousand that are good. What plan? Okay. The way that graphic mail works, it's only good contacts. So if you send your list of 20,000 over there, and you only have about 6,000 that are good email addresses, at that time, that's the plan that you will accept. So you've got 20,000 members with email address, and send it over there. I would probably say I would try the 20,000. You can always go up and down with this plan, so you're not tied into a contract. You can actually, this month, send 10,000. If you feel like you're going to go over that, next month you can up that to 20,000, and vice versa. If you buy the 20,000 plan, you can always go back down to the 10,000 plan. Next question is, do you provide stats such as open and bounce rates? Yes, we do. It's going to show you all the open rates, all the bounce rates. It's going to show you your hard bounces. It's going to show you what they opened it with. So all the delivery stats will be there. And is the rate quoted monthly? Yes, the rate quoted is monthly. It's a monthly charge from Graphic Mail. They're just a vendor that we've decided to partner up with the program. They do all of the billing through them. Pretty good set of people over there. We are in daily communications with them, so you're in very good hands with Graphic Mail. They were just ranked number 21 in the world for email service, and just a little comparison side by side. Constant Contact is at 33. So they're also being recognized nationally right now for their new filtering service that they use to filter your emails before you actually send them out. The two things that does, it allows you to lower your cost because you're not sending to bogus email addresses. The other thing that it does is it keeps you off of all the spam lists. One of the things we found out with some of our other vendors, you know, Contact, things like that, they have a high tendency to put you into the spam. And once you're in there, you can't send to your whole list at that time. With Graphic Mail, we're able to get them on the phone and say, hey, what's going on? And then work that through rather quickly if you get put on a spam list. Let's see, how does it know our customer's frequency? Does this interface with our bowling desk software? With the frequency, it's a lot of different things. You can get the USB-C data, and it's got all of that in there. We will interface with the BLS software. Right now we're just doing imports from, but we're going to be working with them to actually interface with them. The future plans are to interface with scoring systems and other things like that. So a lot of features. The good thing about the Customer Connect is it's developed in-house by your Bpaa, and we have the developers on staff and the support on staff to actually take care of all that for you and give you new features as soon as we can. That's where the text messaging service and things like that come in. Do you use the same service for the text marketing program? At this time, we do not have the text messaging program working. We are working with some vendors to finalize a contract to see which one we're going with. We have narrowed it down to a couple. That's coming very, very shortly. Right now, we're not using the Graphic Mail text messaging service. We're working with them to beef it up a little bit if we use them. But right now, we're looking at several companies and just trying to finalize the contract for that. And how does eBill add value to what Customer Connect is offering? That's going to be a question for eBill. I really can't tell you. I do know that Terry's going to be working with Customer Connect. He's got several that he's already done that he logs into their Customer Connect program and does everything. So, you know, the value of that is he can still do exactly what he's been doing for you. And the good part about it is if you give him access to your Customer Connect, it's accessible from anywhere. You can create him an account, and he can go in and grab all the data for you. So the value that he has on that is going to be between you guys, but he can use the Customer Connect program to grab the information for you. If he decides to go with Graphic Mail or stick with his company, he is able to get in there. Okay, is there any other questions? If there is, I'm going to open it up for about another minute or two, take a few more questions, and then I'll quit taking up all of your valuable time. Can you interface with the websites not from Bpaa? Yes, you can interface with websites that do not belong to the Bpaa web services. We have that widget when it comes out, that code that's going in there. All you'll do is, if you're the webmaster, you'll put that code in there. If you have a webmaster, you can send the code to him, and he will do that for you. There is seamless integration from either a Bpaa website or any other website. John, I appreciate the compliment for the product. We are working very hard for you guys to make this the best it can be. Again, if you have any suggestions when you sign up for this program, which is, I definitely want y'all to go do that. While we're sitting here talking, if you could, just go out there to the Bpaa customerconnect.com and sign up for it. There's many, many features that are coming down the pipeline. Again, we're developing this in-house. We meet on a weekly basis to come up with new features and new enhancements. But it's always going to be a work in progress. So if there's anything that you don't see in there, feel free to call us. Claire's asking us, how do we view this webinar again? It's on your screen. As soon as this webinar is over, it takes me about a day or two to put them up there because we have to process them and put them up there. But as soon as the webinar is processed, if you'll go to support.bpaahost.com and then just scroll down to the bottom, and I'll take you there right now. If you go to support.bpaahost.com, and we'll wait for my slow computer to catch up to me today. Again, I'm sorry for the internet. This is what they gave me here at campus today. Go down to the bottom of bpaahost.com, and you'll see blog. And then go to bpaacustomerconnect.com. Are we not seeing? Okay, I just informed you I didn't see the poll, or because the poll was in the way. So sorry about that. Let me go ahead and take y'all through it one more time. Didn't realize y'all were still looking at the poll. Right here, if you come to bpaahost.com, support.bpaahost.com, go to blog, and click on BPA Customer Connect. You will see the orientation videos from day before yesterday, and when I get this one up in the next day or so, it'll be the first one you see up there. And again, you can go and look at any of the past webinars that we've had. Okay. Any more questions? We got time for about one or two more questions. Okay. Well, while y'all are doing that, if we get one that comes in while I'm talking, we'll go ahead and answer it. But again, let's go ahead and go sign up. It's a free program. If you don't use the email service, it's a completely free program. You're going to be able to take all of your lists you have all over the place and put them into one central location. So there will be no more 15 spreadsheets. You're not going to have to go to the bowling Bible. You're not going to have to bring in the bowling rewards and the BLS reports and the Conquer reports and the AMF reports. You can put them all into one central location that can be accessed from anywhere in the country or the world as long as you have an internet service at where you're at. Again, I have one guy that calls me all the time and says he's sitting at the swimming pool at his house just typing in and putting in people's names. So, it's a great service. We're trying to build your email list, your marketing list, and let's get these bowlers back into the bowling centers. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and call this a day. Again, if you have any questions or any problems, you'll see on the screen you've got the BPAA member care number of 817-385-8490. It's going to go directly into the support queue. We are working hard to make that support queue where the hold times are not as long. Right now, they're only averaging about 5 to 8 minutes. When we first came out, it was averaging a lot longer because we had some people on the phones. But we will walk you through anything, show you how to use this product inside and out. We're not going to leave you out there to hang. You definitely got the support. So with that, we're going to call that a day. Again, if you have any questions, any problems, or any solutions that you need, just give us a call and we'll take care of you. Thank you all and have a good day.